Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to another Knicks Media post-game recap of the Knicks Summer League. Oh my goodness, the New York Knicks absolutely demolished the Chicago Bulls in this one with a final score of 101 to 69. They scored the same amount of points, 101 points, just like they scored in game number one. Quentin Grimes scores 24 points, just like he did in game number one. We saw some crazy things in today's matchup against the Chicago Bulls, and now the New York Knicks improved to 2-0 on the Summer League, and it's looking like we got a lot of players on this roster that simply do not belong in the Summer League, that being Quentin Grimes and Jericho Sims for sure, because those two fellas are stepping up big time and proving to the league that they're next. I mean, us Knicks fans, we knew that they were next, but now they're showing up, and we got all NBA analysts on Twitter saying, like, okay, time to add Quentin Grimes and Jericho Sims to the list of they're way too good to be in the Summer League. So in this stream, guys, we'll be talking about what we saw in tonight's matchup with the New York Knicks against the Chicago Bulls. This was absolutely a dominant performance on all cylinders. Right out of the gate, the Knicks start off the game on a 13-0 run, and they do not stop putting their foot on the gas. All gas, no break. They finish out the game, finishing 101 to 69. And I'm really excited to give you guys my thoughts of this game because it was a lot of fun, man. The Summer League team is just really fun to watch, and I'm really excited to break it down in this stream, guys. Welcome in. If you guys are just tuning into the stream for the first time, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for your boys so we get as many Knicks fans and as many NBA fans in here to tune into Knicks Media. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Road to 10K subscribers is officially underway. We are almost there. We're inching close. We're on 400 shy of 10K, so help me out. If you're new to Knicks Media and you're a diehard Knicks fan like myself, my name's Richie, and I post Knicks content here consistently here on Knicks Media. With that being said, let's get right into the stream, man. So first and foremost, let's talk about Quentin Grimes. This man is definitely showing that he belongs in the conversation to fight for that starting job. And I think a lot of Knicks fans are expecting Quentin Grimes to get that over Evan Fournier at this point because he brings a different element to that New York Knicks starting lineup with his defensive ability. And we also see in the Summer League this year that there's not only just his three-point shooting that we all know that we fell in love with as a rookie, but in the Summer League, he's crossing people up. He's attacking the paint. He's shown his playmaking ability, his defense, everything about Quentin Grimes. It just shows that, okay, you don't belong in the Summer League. And if you look like you don't belong in the Summer League, that's a very good thing. Same exact thing happened last year with Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin. Both of them were just looking like, all right, get these two out of the Summer League. It's just not fair at this point. And that's exactly what we saw from Grimes and the entire Knicks squad. And then talking about Jericho Sims real quick before we get into the team. I mean, Jericho Sims, bro, he is looking like a completely different player from what we saw in the Summer League last year and even as a rookie last year. He's putting the ball on the floor. He's doing a cross-up spin move. He's getting a rebound and dribbling up. He's like dribbling it up like a point center. I mean, when is the last time the Knicks have had a center that can take the ball and push the ball down the floor? He's also getting back-to-back double-doubles. He is dunking on people. He has touch around the rim. He's seen some post hooks. He's defending the paint. I mean, it's everything you want in a player at the center position to develop for the long term. So outside of Quentin Grimes and Jericho Sims, the two stars of this game, the biggest takeaway I got is the same thing from game one, man, the togetherness. The way this Knicks team plays together, man. It's the coaches. You got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit here. Yashimoto has these guys playing on a string, and obviously that is a branch of Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau's system, Tom Thibodeau's culture, his mindset is instilled in Grimes and Sims and the rookie Keels and Deuce McBride and all these players. You could tell that they're playing with a different energy, man. The Chicago Bulls could do nothing offensively in the first 6 or 7 minutes. It took them, how long? 7 minutes to get the first field goal? I mean, it wasn't just because the Chicago Bulls were, the ball was going in and out and they just couldn't catch a bucket. Nah, that was the Knicks' tenacious, suffocating defense, bro. I'm watching this. I'm like, yo, they're playing defense like this is like the playoffs. I mean, what we're seeing from this Knicks team on the defensive side of the ball is so impressive. They're buying in. It's exactly what Tom Thibodeau preaches. And we saw that this system works. It's not like this is a system that we're, coming off a season where we've never seen proof of it working. The proof was in the pudding, and you're number one with Tom Thibodeau. The Knicks were in first place in so many different categories defensively, which allowed the Knicks to go to the playoffs as the fourth seed. I think we know that the Knicks overachieved that year. And, Julius Randle had a lot to do with it, being that all-star he was. And then last year, he obviously was not that all-star caliber player. But what I'm trying to say is, if the Knicks in the actual NBA season, not summer league speaking, if they can buy in and play at the defensive level that we're expecting them, then Tom Thibodeau is expecting them to, then this Knicks team should be competitive this year, man. And I don't want to get overreactive and just talk about this young summer league team and think it's going to translate to the actual NBA. But this gets me excited because it shows that there's a culture being placed. There's a foundation being laid, and the players are buying in because we're seeing switches. We're seeing communication. We're seeing them playing together. And that's a sign of a good organization. They absolutely blew this team out of the water, man. Like, this Knicks squad is young, and they're exciting. Knicks fans should be excited about this, man. There's no reason why there should be any disappointment, any negative energy right now. But at the same time, we can't be over the top thinking we're going, going to be going to the playoffs and going to win a championship this year. That's not what I'm trying to say. But this Knicks Summer League team, man, they're fun. They're different. I said it after game number 1, and I'll say it again after game number 2. You watch these Summer League games, and it feels like a lot of these teams are just using this as an excuse for these players to just show out individually and not as a team. But this Knicks Summer League team is the opposite. They're going out there and trying to prove that they play together. They play with energy. They play with grit. They play with the New York Knicks mindset, the Tom Thibodeau mindset. And that's what we're seeing with Quentin Grimes and Jericho and Deuce and Keels and Gene Montero off the bench. And even Hunt. I mean, even Jeffrey's off the bench. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this roster that's fun to watch, man. We're going for that Summer League chip, baby. I'm all in on that. But in all seriousness, guys, I'm so impressed by this Knicks Summer League team, man, because we do have a lot of experience, comparatively speaking, to other Summer League teams. We have 3 players on this team that played real NBA minutes for the Knicks last year. So that is an advantage. But it would be disappointing if we went out and Grimes was sticking it up and Jericho Sims didn't look like a player that was doing anything. Like, what you want to see from players that has actual NBA experience go out there in the Summer League and look like that they don't belong there. And that's exactly what Jericho Sims and Quentin Grimes and even flashes of Deuce McBride has been doing. It's just really, really fun because the confidence that they're showing is unbelievable. I mean, that pass. Okay, Quentin Grimes did not know he had this great vision and playmaking ability. When he crossed somebody up, attacked the paint, and threw the ball behind his head to Jericho Sims for an and-one dunk, I jumped out of my chair. I'm like, whoa, what is happening? Quentin Grimes, I see you. Let's go. And Quentin Grimes didn't miss. I mean, he was 4 or 5 from downtown to start off the game. And he just has such a quick trigger, man, in transition, pull up, cash in your face. Like, this is really fun stuff, guys. Welcome into the stream, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday evening. The New York Knicks are just coming off their second game in the Las Vegas 2K23 Summer League, and they get another W, and they're 2-0 on the Summer League. They beat the Chicago Bulls 101-69, led by Quentin Grimes and Jericho Sims and Deuce McBride. This is awesome because it shows that this coaching staff is really trying to form a culture. They're trying to form a backbone. They're trying to form an identity. And that's what it's all about. It starts here, man. This season starts here. We're in the heart of the offseason. The Knicks went through the draft. They went through free agency. They went through the offseason of acquiring new players. And now the Summer League is a really good chance for these young players to buy into the system, get a good idea of what Trevor Keels is going to look like, what Gene Montero is going to look like, but most importantly, what do the year 2 guys look like? Is Quentin Grimes going to dominate like he said he was? Yep, he's dominating. Does Jericho Sims look like a player that deserved a $6 million 3-year NBA contract? Yep, he looks like that. Jumps out of the shoes. Back-to-back double-doubles. Got springs in his feet. He's like a pogo stick out there. I mean, 4 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds. Another 10 rebound performance from Jericho Sims. He is so impressive to me, man. Woo! It feels good, man. It really does feel good. Shout out to everybody tuning into the live stream right now. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into Knicks Media because, as you guys can see, my energy through the roof. I don't know why I get so caught up and I get so excited over the Knicks Summer League. Is that wrong for me, or do I love this team a little too much? You guys have to ground me and be like, all right, Richie, bro, this is Summer League. Why are you so hyped up over the Knicks in the Summer League? Hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just pumped up seeing Quentin Grimes looking like he is an absolute dog. I mean, Quentin Grimes could have dropped 35 if he played for the rest of the game. I mean, he only, what did he play? 22 minutes and he had 24 points? Give Grimes like 25, 30 plus minutes and he's getting 40. Guaranteed. I mean, dude. Every Knicks fan should be excited about this performance because it shows you that the Knicks coaching staff are developing these kids properly. That's what it's all about. We've been begging the Knicks for years to build through the draft. And what does that mean, building through the draft? That means drafting players, but not only drafting the right players, but developing the players. And a part of development comes with playing them. And the good news about this upcoming season, guys, seems like the Knicks are all in on developing and giving these young players some playing time. Because what did they do in the offseason? Who did they lose? Who did they get rid of? The veterans. Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker. Those 3 guys. Goodbye. Taj Gibson. Those 4 players are all veterans. And then they replaced those 4 players with 2 players. Jalen Brunson, young, 26. Isaiah Hartenstein, young, 25. Opens up playing opportunity for Grimes, for Sims potentially, for Deuce. What this shows me is the front office is forcing Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff's hand that, listen, we have a very young and exciting team, and we're not going to, let Alec Burks clog up the minutes. We're not going to let these young, players on our roster not develop properly. We trust the work that our scouting department put into these players, and we trust the front office's job of drafting these players, that now it's time to go all in and let them play. Because that's why I feel like this Knicks season is going to be a lot of fun. I really feel like this is going to be a fun season for the Knicks because there's a lot of young talent to be excited about. I really do love the way this Knicks team is playing in the Summer League. And I feel like Quentin Grimes is going to win the starting job. I feel like he's going to go to training camp. He's going to absolutely light it up. And then Tom Thibodeau is going to be like, all right, Quentin, sorry, Fournier. I don't care. We're paying you $18 million per year or whatever the contract is. But Grimes is a starting shooting guard next to Brunson. I would love that. Jalen Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randall, Mitch. Yes, sir. Off the bench, we got Quickly, Rose, Fournier, Obi, Hartenstein. But where's Cam Reddish fit in? I don't want to get into the rotations because that drives me nuts. Cam Reddish needs to be in the rotation. I would love if Jericho Sims got in the rotation too. But, hey, man, it's a good problem to have with all his depth. But other players that stood out to me, Ferron Hunt coming off that ridiculous game he had in game number 1. He wasn't as active in this one. He was getting in the steals. He was playing ferocious defense, but he didn't have any crazy dunks. He wasn't doing the same thing he did in game number 1. Jeffries looked like a pretty good player as well. I mean, Jeffries got off the bench. He had a bunch of good threes. He was dunking on people. His defensive energy was great. We saw Gene Montero actually have some action in this one. We saw a crazy play where Deuce McBride had a steal in transition, and Deuce somehow put it behind his back. His little spinorama gave it to Gene Montero for the lay-in, and Gene Montero had a couple three-pointers. Good to see that. Trevor Keels is an 18-year-old rookie, guys. He looks like and is playing like an 18-year-old, and that's okay. Trevor Keels is not expected to do anything for the Knicks this year. He's going to have growing pains, and I feel like he does show a lot of upside still in the Summer League. You can tell that he has that physicality, that body type to him, or wow, if he develops, if his body grows as an 18-year-old turning 19 in August. I love it, man. I love it. Man, I'm hyped up. Why am I this hyped up over the Knicks Summer League? I have no idea, but I'm not complaining because this is how much I love my Knicks basketball, baby. But what stood out to me the most in this game, and the same thing in game number 1, it's the way this team buys in and plays together, man. That's different. That shows you there's an identity formulating with this Knicks squad. That Tom Thibodeau is telling Yashimoto, I want them to buy into the system. I want them to play like this on defense. I want them to switch here. I want them to be communicating here. I want them to double team here. I want them to clog the paint here. I want them to do this here. And they're doing it. And they're executing at a high level. They made the Chicago Bulls look like they look like a high school team out there in the first quarter. Like they were suffocating that team to the point where every single time a player got off a screen, he was getting blitzed. Or every time he was driving to the paint, he was double teamed. Or every time they tried to get up a jump shot, there was contested. Or every time he tried to go to the paint, there was a man in his face. It was ridiculous. I was like, Joe, this is awesome. And I actually had to watch this game a little late. And I wasn't able to go on Knicks Twitter and live tweet it because I was out to dinner with my family and I had the game recorded. And I came home and it was halftime when I got home, but I didn't look at what was happening on Twitter. So I put my phone down and I was watching the game and just fast forwarding through the commercials. So I wasn't able to live tweet what was going on. But Luckily, I finished the game right in time to go live right after the game finished in live action. But man, oh man, was I sitting there just like, wow, this Knicks team it feels, there's something brewing here, man. The defense is what makes me, as a Knicks fan, so happy. Because if we were just blowing teams out of the water, like offensively, which we are, I mean, back-to-back 101-plus games, but the defense is suffocating, and that's the identity. That is the key to this season. Because the big reason why the Knicks took a step back in their production last year, outside of the regression of Julius Randle, outside of a lot of other things, it was the step back on defense. You know, Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, you know, those two players weren't really defensive players. They were not buying into the system. They were not doing what, Tom Thibodeau was asking them on the defensive side of the ball. And the Knicks just, listen, the X factor for the season under Coach Thibs is the defense. And no matter if the three-pointers are falling or not, whether they're moving the ball on offense or not, it's really going to come down to, can they play defense? Can they switch properly? Can they protect the paint? Can they defend the three-point line? And can they clamp up when it matters the most with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter in crunch time? So that's really what it comes down to, not even in the Summer League, but in the actual season. So shout out to everybody tuning in the chat. I see my guy Kelvin. Salute, Richie. What's up, my guy? I'm excited. You should be excited, Kelvin. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope everything's well with you and the fam at home. Steven says, all that matters is Sims, Grimes, and Deuce. They will be having significant minutes on the real Knicks team. They need to show what they've been doing. Hell yeah, Steven. Couldn't agree more. Who's 44? That is Faron Hunt, a player that's on a two-way contract with the New York Knicks. He's a freakishly athletic, defensive-minded wing, a slasher that attacks the paint and dunks on people. I love what I saw from him. Just need the team to raise their bar. Team has good depth now. Hell yeah, they do. Defense is the key. Yes, Justin. Yes, yes. I love it. I love it, man. See, what gets me excited about a game like this is just watching how it feels like this team is bought in. Like, I haven't really seen a lot of Knicks Summer League teams that play this together on the defensive side of the ball. You know, last year was a lot of fun. I loved last year's team with Quickly, Obi, and these three players, and McBride, Grimes, and Sims. But having year number 2 of Deuce, Grimes, and Sims looks like a completely different player. Quentin Grimes looks like a different player with the ball handling that he's displaying and the passing he's displaying. We all know that Grimes can shoot. We all know that Grimes can play defense. But his evolution as a basketball player to me is, you can size somebody up and cross them up and drive to the paint and make a nice read and dish it down low to Sims, or kick it out, or even finish at the rim on your own with the layup. That's pretty sick. All right, Quentin, you want to prove that you want to be a starter? You're not going to prove it in the Summer League, but this is going to carry into to training camp. That's for sure. Salute, Daniel. Appreciate you, man. I'm excited about the Knicks as well, brother. We all should be. I hope these young players can push the veterans. They will, bro. These young players are going to provide a lot of energy, a lot of will with this veteran squad. It's not even a veteran squad. I mean, how many veterans do we have on the team outside of D Rose? You know, you can obviously consider Randle a veteran at this point, but he's not like that old. Randle's 27. He's not a young player like RJ or anything, but Randle, he's like a veteran at 27. D Rose is kind of like the only, vet on the squad. We got rid of Taj. Obviously Evan Fournier is a veteran as well, but the main veterans that was on this team last year, like Burks and Nerlens and Taj and Kemba, they're gone. So the main veterans we got right now is D Rose, Fournier, and Randle. Everyone else is young. Everyone. That's sick. That's what I'm talking about. The young movement. Let this Knicks team build properly. Develop them. We got year number 5 of Mitch, year number 4 of RJ, year number 3 of Obi and IQ, year number 2 of Sims, McBride, and Jericho. Can't forget year number 4 of Cam Reddish, even though he wasn't a Knicks draft pick, but he's still going to year number 4. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I love it. Guys, if you enjoyed this stream and you're pumped up about what the New York Knicks just did today in the Knicks Summer League, do me a gigantic favor and smash that thumbs up button. We got 63 likes with 202 people watching right now. If we can get to 100 likes before the stream is all wrapped up, that would mean a lot to the channel, guys. So please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. And of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I go live after every Knicks Summer League game. I'm going to go live all throughout the season. I'm going to be making a lot of Knicks content leading up to the season about everything about our beloved New York Knicks. If you already hit that like button, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Big time. But man, oh man, I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the live chat right now. And if you're watching this on replay, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What was your biggest takeaways from this game? Was it the versatility of Quentin Grimes being able to do everything with the ball in his hands? Was it Jericho Sims looking more than just a typical center that's athletic, that could dunk on people, that put the ball on the floor, crossing people up with some soft touch around the rim, taking the ball up, playing defense? I mean, or was it the defensive display as a team? I mean, there's so many different takeaways you can bring up about this Knicks squad, bro. Eddie, they can't make Grimes the starting too fast enough. Facts, Eddie. That man needs to be the starter this year, and I feel like he's going to. I have a feeling, like, if there's a young player that I know that Coach Thibodeau will fall in love with, it's Grimes. The way he plays basketball, he plays with heart. He plays with tenacity. He's a great defender. He can shoot the lights out of the ball, and he has a whole other potential in his game that is just scratching the surface of sizing people up, being a ball handler, you know, handling a pick and roll, his playmaking ability. Like, whoa. Like, when we drafted Grimes last year with the 25th pick and he came in as a rookie, you know, we were all like, oh, wow, he has a lot of potential as a 3-and-D guy. And he was a 3-and-D guy as a rookie. Just catch and shoot, play defense. Nothing wrong with that. Very valuable in this league. But if he could develop into that player that's more than that, Quentin Grimes is going to be a legit player in this league. That's all I'm going to have to say. So, guys, that's going to wrap up the New York Knicks media post-game recap of the Knicks W in game number 2 against the Chicago Bulls. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into this show. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for choosing Knicks Media to catch my coverage of the New York Knicks. If you guys enjoy this Knicks content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already. And of course, don't forget to like the video if you guys are enjoying. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into Knicks Media. It means a lot to me, guys. You guys should be pumped up about this Knicks squad because they're fun to watch. We got another game tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you guys are going to be drinking your coffee at night and staying up all night, right? Am I right? Because game number 3, we got to go undefeated if we want to make it to the chip. And I'm down for this Knicks squad to make the chip. So shout out to Yashimoto. Shout out to Coach Thibs. Shout out to everybody, baby. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, of course. And I'll catch you guys in the next video /stream, baby. Let's go, Knicks. Peace out.